The kazoo at your retirement party just declared so. What precipitated that retirement party? Was it some arbitrary date in the future? It seems like that's usually the common theme. Seems a little strange. I got my first job, officially paid job, not allowance, when I was 13 years old. At 13, I was not 14, so I did not qualify in the state of Maryland for a work permit, which meant I had to work under the table, which meant that I was essentially an indentured servant because under the table back then meant I could get paid less than minimum wage. I worked at my mom's doctor's office, and I did a lot of filing in a dark room by myself, and nobody spoke to me. It was extraordinarily miserable. I learned 3 things from that job. 1, $3.35 an hour is not worth it. 2, you can get paper cuts, but they're not nearly as icky as folder cuts. Try 5. And 3rd, I want to do something that makes me happier than this. By my calculations, there have been 10,200 plus-ish days since I graduated from the university. Of those 10,000 days, I have been laid off for 110. Now, I did the math, so you don't have to. That means for my adult life since college, I've been employed gainfully 99.1% of the time. Now, I either am really lucky or have a really good work ethic. I think it's probably somewhere in between. I was not raised with a work ethic. I definitely was not raised with a work ethic. I was raised with a retirement ethic. The byproduct of a retirement ethic happens to be a work ethic, unless you are independently wealthy or win the lottery, and then it's just retirement ethic because you can just retire. A retirement ethic in my house meant that on day 1, when I stepped into a job, after university, full-time, what I wanted to do, my only intention that entire day was to not ever have to do that again. That is a strange way to start a 30-year career. I'm not judging whether it's right or whether it's wrong. It just is. It worked out for my dad. He was able to retire early. Worked out for my mom. She was able to retire early. Seems to be working out for my brother. He's partially retired. And it seems to be working out for me. So I suppose the lessons worked. But I'm glad I had the piece in there that taught me that I wanted to do something that I enjoy in addition to that. Now, something about retirement planning that everybody knows is that the key is financial independence. The focus has to be financial independence. Otherwise, the time independence is just spent thinking about how to get financial independence. Doesn't seem like much time independence. And something odd has happened to me in the last 2 years. As I'm now 28 years into the final financial independence journey, post-college, 99% gainful employment. 2 years ago, this month, I opened my own business. And when you open your own business, you find that there are peaks where you have no time. And there are also valleys where you have quite a bit of time. And what's odd is when you have that time, but you're 28 years into achieving financial independence, you're not ready to retire tomorrow, but you have time Do you spend all the time thinking about how to gain more wealth for financial independence? Why? You're 28 years into the journey. You see it linearly where you are going. So what else do you do at that time? Well, I can't leave work. Wait, can I? Could I go out in the middle of the day? Could I assert my time independence? Well, but that's so different than society tells us to do. All of us in this room, in some way, shape, or form, wake up in the morning and work and go to lunch at a certain time, and have coffee at a certain time, and maybe if you smoke, you get an extra 7 minutes, but otherwise you pretty much end at the same time. And when I had the time, I didn't know what to do at the time because it was just so different. But is it different? Yoda doesn't think so. No different. Only different in your mind. You must unlearn what you have learned. Unlearn what you have learned. Thank you, Yoda. Unlearning that is very difficult. So I would challenge you, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, whether you are retired, whether you are 20 and starting your first journey into whatever occupation you have selected, the next time you are given, you're not given it. Next time you are granted by yourself an hour of time, will you spend that time thinking about the emails, the Slack messages, the voicemails that take you toward financial independence? Or will you use that time thinking that time is my time? Madam Toastmaster.